Hey there guys, I was watching Gonzi's stream today, and he did Venomous Vines on the Japanese server. It got me in the mood to do another Venomous Vines clear, so we're going to be doing it with a mostly global available team, except for AC Cloud. Now we're going to be using AC Cloud because there's a lot of speculation that he's coming to global kind of soon, so I'm going to try to use him a little bit more to give people, more information about if they want to pull for him or not. He gets a lot of attention for his Limit Burst, which is a really powerful finishing move. But he doesn't have to be a finisher. He's a totally competent chainer, and we're going to be using him as a strictly chainer and not even use his Limit Burst at all. So the team for this one is going to be Warrior of Light for Passive Provoke Evasion. He is also Death Immune, which is a really big deal for being in Slot 1. Slot 2 is going to be Folka, who is Death Immune with the safety bit equipped. Other than that, she's got really high spirit and some decent hit points in defense. We're going to be using Cecil as our cover tank. Now, you want a really bulky cover tank, so he's got really high hit points and spirit. We've also got some fire, ice, wind, and earth resist on him. You don't need 100%. Just getting some decent amount is fine. We're going to use Riku for Breaks and Mirage. Now, she does AoE re-raise. Because Folka doesn't have AoE re-raise, you really kind of need someone on the team to have it. And if you're not using Riku, you're going to want to bring a healer that can do AoE re-raise. It's not strictly required, but it makes the first ambush so much safer if you can do that. And we're going to be using AC Cloud. Because we're not using his Limit Burst, we're just geared for attack power and killers. He's got 300% plant killer, non-elemental weapons. And we're bringing the friend AC Cloud, same thing. Itsuki set me one up. It's non-elemental weapons and plant killer. Looking good, let's get into it. So, I'll go over the mechanics for those that are watching this for the first time, haven't seen me do a Venomous Vines clear before. There's going to be this ambush that does this damage over time that is stupidly powerful. So we're going to use Riku to break the boss, AoE re-raise the team, and give the team Mirage. Now, because the Clouds and the Warrior of Light technically have really low spirit, that's actually not low, it's just not like high enough. 500 is good for the fight, it's just not enough to survive the ambush. But Riku with 900 or 1000, Cecil and Folka have 1600 and above, they'll survive. But because the Clouds are going to die, I'm just going to go ahead and kill them off right now. Or they'll kill themselves off. Because he has cheat death, and I don't want him to... Well, he cheated death. Okay, that's fine. I guess we'll do the other one too. Whatever. That's good enough. Their cheat death is now gone, so they should die on the ambush. Or the next turn. Alright, so we're going to have Warrior of Light do mitigation for the rest of the team. Cecil is going to defense and spirit buff and cover, while Folka is going to... I actually don't want to barrier because I want the Clouds to... If I barrier... No, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Alright, yeah, I'm going to barrier. And the Clouds should die from the ambush and then come back. Outstanding. Now they're going to come back, and they may die this turn from the AoE physical, but their damage over time is gone. Yeah, they died, but they cheated death. That's totally fine. Now I can go ahead and get into their damage rotation. And now, if you don't want to wait, if you don't want to technically waste a turn, you can just let them survive it or whatever. It's fine. But doing this allows me to do this. I'm going to... Let's see here. Cooldown, and then we're going to charge up his chains. So let's see here. Cooldown and charge up his chains. Riku is going to... Let me do this. Not yet. We're going to have Cecil imbue Holy. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. We're going to imbue Holy and do a defense and spirit buff. Yeah, I like that. Alright, we're going to do immunities again with Folka, and Warrior of Light will heal. Okay, perfect. And let's do some damage. Now, we didn't imperil the boss yet either. Riku will Mirage and fill Limit Gauge for the team. Alright, so now Warrior of Light will probably die here. Well, he cheated death or whatever. It's fine. And now the targeting is going to go on someone. It went on Warrior of Light. Normally, I would use Warrior of Light to reflect himself, but because the targeting went to himself, he now has Reflect. So he's going to get the death. That's actually a little bit convenient, but it's fine. So he doesn't need to do anything. So he'll just imperil the boss and do a small barrier for the team. Cecil will give mitigation for those that died. Polka will do a heal. Riku will do a Mirage and Limit Fill. And now Cloud, you're just going to go ahead and chain. Now that we've recovered this, they've got their cooldown. Now their chain should be doing real good damage. Cloud does not require his Limit Burst to do good damage, as you see. Now, we pushed a lot of thresholds right there. There's the first threshold, but, you know, it's fine. So he's targeting Riku. So now Warrior of Light is going to reflect himself. Is it still up from before? No, it's gone. Okay. Warrior of Light will reflect himself to redirect that death. Alright. So now that death on Riku is going to go to Warrior of Light instead. Cloud needs to repower up his chains. We might technically, potentially win here. So we'll play it like we might win. Go ahead and see Cecil stance swap and cover. Yeah, we might win here. Probably not, because Cloud's got to power up his Limit Burst, or his chain. Yeah, we didn't win here. It's fine. There's no point in doing that. Actually, I should Mirage, shouldn't I? Alright, so we pushed another threshold. We might get... There's a death from Warrior of Light, but he reflected himself. There's the first Mirage. It's an even turn. He's not gonna barrage twice. There's the other threshold that we pushed. His thresholds get staggered. If you push more than one, he does them back to back to back, but not on the same turn. So he'll do another threshold this turn, except we're obviously going to win the fight right here. So we're going to chain 3 times Stardust Ray. Cloud has 2 chain families. He can Stardust Ray or he can Octaslash. The Stardust Ray, I think they're about the same damage. I'm not entirely sure, honestly. But there we go. So here's the first fight. Now we're going into the next fight. The next fight's complicated as well, but not quite as bad because you don't have to worry about that stupid ambush. There's no ambush in the second fight. Alright, so Riku is going to break and Mirage. Polka is going to give us all the immunities. Warrior of Light is going to give us mitigation on turn 1 because Cecil needs to defense and spirit buff and cover. And then again, Cloud will... this time he's not going to die, so we don't need to imbue himself. We don't need to... what's it called? We don't need to like worry about the ambush. So we're going to power up, and now we're going to use Cloud's Octaslash chain family because it's AoE. Alright. It'll be AoE next turn, not this turn. Okay. So the first turn is pretty tame, as you see. If you're using Mirage, it's not that big a deal. All right, we haven't imbued yet with Cloud, but I'm gonna use Cecil to just go ahead and toss an imbue on Cloud, and Cecil's gonna do an AoE Holy Imbue to save Cloud in action, while Warrior of Light will AoE Holy Imperil. As you see, Warrior of Light and Cecil are a super amazing combo, tank combo, with Cloud. Because now Cloud can just ignore all that foolishness and go directly into his AoE Octaslash chains. Now, I'm pretty sure this is going to just wipe out these babies. That's not Octaslash. This is Octaslash. This is probably going to just decimate those babies right away. It's even decimating the Queen. We just pushed the double threshold on the Queen. Thank you, Cloud. Your Limit Burst is not needed. And the funny thing is, Cloud's Limit Burst does way more damage than that. But it's single hit, so you have to have somebody to cap it for you. Alright, so a little bit of mana regen. Riku, not a lot going on here with you, girl. Alright. So now we're going to get a target ability on someone. There's a threshold we pushed. Hurts. Oh no, because we pushed him below 50, his AI changes. Normally it would have been on turn 2, but now it's on, like, I forget which turn, but it's not turn 2. It's not turn 2 anymore. But we're still going to prepare for it, though. So we're going to have Warrior of Light reflect himself, so that can give him a free action a little bit later. Let's go ahead and refresh the mitigation while Cecil's got a free turn. Cloud will imbue himself and power up a chain. Now, Cloud's chain power-ups only last for 1 turn. So you basically do a turn of charge up and then a turn of burst if you're not using his limit burst. So this is going to do quote-unquote low damage. It's still not even that low. A little bit low, actually. But it's fine. Alright, Riku will Mirage and... let's just refresh the brakes, I guess. And then Folka will heal and Barrier. Alright, so we push the threshold again. There's going to be some AoEs and such. There might be a double physical AoE, I don't remember. Yeah, there is, but Cloud's got huge defense, so we don't even care. Alright, there's a target on 2 people, and there's the threshold. Oh, the threshold might kill Cloud. It did. Alright, so we pushed the threshold on a double AoE turn, which is dangerous. You shouldn't do that on a regular player. You know, I'm being kind of reckless right now. And so Cloud cheated death. But anyway, so now we've got a double death coming in. Honestly, I think the boss is just dead right here, so this is kind of irrelevant. But if the boss wasn't going to die right here, we would reflect on 2 units, and it bounced back. Oh, that's fine, that's fine, that's fine. That means she has reflect. Okay, so the reflect is on Cloud and Folka. Warrior of Light reflected himself last turn, so he has reflect. Folka in slot 2 has reflect, because he does 2 deaths below 40%. So it's going to try to eat Warrior of Light and Folka. But because they're both reflecting and they're both death immune, it's not going to happen. So let's go ahead and heal with Folka. Folka can heal through reflect. And now we'll do our damage with Cloud. I'm pretty sure the boss is just like dead right here. It's super dead right here. Alright. Chain, Octaslash chains. Yeah, goodbye, boss. Okay, and that was his AoE chain that I used because Venomous Vines is an AoE fight. So there you go. So Cloud, as you can see, Cloud does not need external support. Now, I did imbue and imperil for Cloud to save him in action, but he does have a self-imbue and a self-imperil, or an imperil to the enemy. So he didn't need Warrior of Light imperiling for him, and he didn't need Cecil imbuing him. That just saved him 1 action. It boosted damage. It saved the turn. So Cloud can imbue and imperil Earth, and he can imbue and imperil Holy. So he's a really good unit. As you saw, he just destroyed Venomous Vines. He should not, according to the release schedule, he shouldn't be coming to Global for quite a while. so he may not come. A lot of people think he is. We don't know if he is or isn't. I mean, they brought Edward Elric to Global like 5 months early, so they might bring Cloud to Global 5 months early. As you can see, he is extraordinarily powerful. So, if he comes, I might pull for him. Anyway, there was Venomous Vines and a few turns with Cloud. See you guys later.